A brief history of the most successful human species, Homo erectus. Introduction. Try not to restrain yourself after watching this video to visit the Turkana Boy cast at the American Museum of Natural History, the most completed ancient human fossils to be discovered in 1982. You must be eager to know that among all the ancestors of evolutionary human beings, who were the longest to survive? What was the reason behind their long-term existence, and why did they go extinct all of a sudden? And all the other shocking facts that will tie you to their astonishing past. One of the major reasons for Homo erectus species to gain the attention of all the archaeologists was their ability to migrate and spread across different regions of the world. Homo erectus' diet includes meat as a central element, and therefore their major profession was hunting. There was a variety of tools used by Homo erectus, serving the purpose of venery, while the majority of them were stone tools with sharp edges. The success story of ancient human ancestors, the longest-lived species on planet Earth. Knowing about evolutionary changes and your ancestral hierarchy has always been fun, and one cannot resist completely indulging his mind and thoughts into the historical era after knowing all these certitudes. Especially when you're talking about the most important and long-lasting species of human ancestors, the Homo erectus, that are marked as a big milestone in the evolutionary history of the Homo sapiens. The species survived over almost 1.5 million years, and the fossils found are much more ancient, residing between 1.9 to 50,000 years ago. The most enthusiastic species, with energetic hunters, art engravers, and survivors who fought from day to day to feed their families. They loved, cared, and worked day and night for their beloved ones to provide them with food and shelter. They were not so different from all of us, and hence, their concerned nature towards their family compels them to move across islands and mountains and many deserts to secure their lives. Yes, Homo erectus are the most long-lived species for a valued reason, and this is what is proven from their discovered remains and fossils as a piece of clear evidence. Unearthed fossils that marked a great milestone, evolutionary linkage to Homo sapiens. Scientists were very much happy and shocked at their successful discovery of links in the human evolutionary history, which was named Turkana Boy. This was an ancestral fossil species of a 9-year-old boy who was at age of adolescence. This was found in 1984 at Nariokotomi in the West Turkana region of Kenya. The skeleton of a young boy was the most complete fossil ever found, aged 1.5 million years old. He was 1.6 meters tall at the time of his death. Scientists suggest that either scoliosis or dwarfism were the cause of death, as casts of his ribs were uneven in size. Their casts of skull and face discovered from the shores of Java showed distinct features from Homo sapiens and also indicate the different method of communication applied than a modern man. Their scavenging leads the archaeologists to many divergent and prime fossils, including Java Man and Turkana Boy, who is still standing as the focal point in the National Museum of American History. Due to the body structure of Homo erectus, they are also known as upright men, indicating their long and drastic climatic change survival. Peking Man fossils. Peking Man fossils, another landmark in the discovery of Homo erectus. Between 1920 and 1930, Zhoukoudian Archaeological unearthed the remains of 40 men in a region near Beijing, China, which were almost 780,000 years old and are known as Peking Man fossils. Among them, most of the skull parts were lost during World War II, but fortunately, casts were made before. Now, the world was not only introduced to Java Man, but also to the Peking Man fossils. It all took place when the theory of naturalism and theory of evolution were highly in debate. Before the discovery of Java Man, only the Neanderthals were the species discovered with Homo sapiens evolutionary traces. But now the modern world of 19s has a new mysterious and rich topic for discussion. Tools that stunned archaeologists, exceptional shapes, and hunting. The sharp edges of stone axes were specifically made by Homo erectus to kill their prey. Their keen interest in making hand axes and stony instruments also shows their skillful hunting of animals. The handy tools and axes made by Homo erectus also show their cultural and occupational aspects of life. But did they use fire to cook food is still a question of unknown origin. Because the lighting of fire was unknown to a caveman, and they usually used thunderlights to cook their food. Homo erectus remains were uncovered from the area where archaeologists suggest that no chances of thunderlights could take place. Body features of Homo erectus: physique, appearance, and anatomy relating to Homo sapiens. Homo erectus, who is also known as Homo ergaster, has shown a close link with hominines. However, many scientists doubt their direct evolutionary relationship with Homo sapiens. Homo erectus, with stout bodies and large features except for the skull, which was 3 times smaller, average 950 cm³ than a normal Homo sapien, helped them a lot to complete with the grinding and brassy-climatic changes that may be the reason for the evolution of the nose in human history, as Neanderthal species do not have a nose. This ancestral species of longest surviving humans are believed to rise in Africa. They existed more or less 1.9 million years ago. Homo erectus' physiognomy features were large and marked a brow ridge that is assumed by archaeologists to indicate facial expressions, as Homo erectus were unable to speak and used grunting voices and different signs to convey their message to each other. Skull impressions of Homo erectus were thick and small in structure, and they do not have a chin. Their faces were long and broad with large noses and bulged brows. Having shorter arms and tall heights, they are also known as the upright man with the ability to stand upright. Dietary habits of Homo erectus, an important reason for their migration. The meat and protein portion had a great role in the eating habits of Homo erectus, therefore all of them were good hunters. The meat search can be included in their major reasons to migrate to Asia and other regions of the world. If you do not know it, it is also shocking to know that a few of the Homo erectus were opportunists, like today's man, as archaeologists also found accumulations of hackberry seeds in the Zhoukoudian cave deposits. This is also indicated by many archaeologists and geologists that later members of Homo erectus knew how to light a fire and use it for their protection, warmth in caves, and cooking food. Therefore, they have reduced the workload of their teeth, which enhanced the development of much smaller and shorter teeth in Homo sapiens. They were most fine hunters and do not let go of any age group animal. Their children were also allowed to go on hunting with elder males. Some of their proportion of diet also resided in plants and seeds. So deciding whether they were carnivores or herbivores is merely a hypothesis. Migration helped Homo erectus not only to survive, but also to explore the world. The evolution of the nose in Homo sapiens are also related to them, as they survived raspy climatic changes that maintain the moisture of air going into their bodies. Perhaps these changes were also the reason for their extinction. Homo erectus is also the most widespread species of evolutionary humans to go from Africa to Asia and perhaps Europe, although there is no evidence or fossils found in Europe. In 1991, several shocking discoveries took place at Dmanisi in Georgia, where archaeologists came across the fossils of rhinos, ostriches, primitive deer, and large carnivores, along with a human lower jaw that was aged almost 1.8 million years old. Some scientists believe that they are from the Homo georgics, a species that existed before Homo erectus, while others accept that they are likely to be the early members of Homo erectus. After finding sheer evidence of the existence of the Homo erectus species, there is no doubt that they were strong enough to fight away climate disasters and managed to survive 1.5 million years of great human evolution. Craft, culture, and civilization. Well-known subject to Homo erectus. You must be amazed to know that Homo erectus was also high on art and crafting, as many caves have their fossils showed interesting zigzag etching on shells dated almost 430,000 and 540,000 years ago. These art designs found in Java, Indonesia, can be considered the most ancient geometrical engravings. As far as rituals are concerned, it is still a big mystery to solve. The burial rituals are unclear in the Homo erectus era. There are no signs of graves or grave goods or any red porches rituals. Because of it, cannibalism is also associated with Homo erectus. They were most fine hunters and do not let go of any age group animal. Their children were also allowed to go on hunting with elder males. Some of their proportion of diet also resided in plants and seeds. So deciding whether they were carnivores or herbivores is merely a hypothesis. Conclusions. Strong bodies, stone tools, and meat-based dietary habits made the Homo sapiens expand their expectancy of living on this planet. All the ancient remains found in different regions of the world tell their story of migration. Homo erectus and their sudden extinction are strange and always question an average human mind.